Check out what's trending in this week's Afro here on The Rundown. Welcome to The Rundown. I'm your host, Micha Green, and here are this week's trending stories. First of all, congratulations on surviving that epic heat wave that plagued half of the U.S. Woo, whatever God was cooking is baked, fried, and can stand on inside. But we've cooled off a bit. Still, remember to hydrate. I know black doesn't crack, but water is still necessary. So, keep your water handy. And did y'all line up 2x2 or meet up with Noah in his ark? It was almost necessary as Monday's stormy weather flooded the DMV, causing emergency rescues, horrible traffic, and people were even caught swimming. Hopefully you have an emergency plan in place as bad weather remains in the forecast. And in further girl power, 15-year-old Corey Coco Gauff beat one of her heroes at Wimbledon. 7-time Grand Slam winner Venus Williams. Williams won 4 Grand Slams before Coco was even born. Word, Coco. I'm so excited to see how your career blossoms. Finally, national news. At its 110th convention in downtown Detroit, the NAACP announced proceedings to impeach President Trump. Also, congratulations to Lil Nas X, whose horses in the back are keeping him on top. His song Old Town Road is the longest running #1 hit in Billboard's Hot 100 history, lasting for 17 weeks. You go, Lil Nas X, you better ride till you can't no more. I just want to dive on in because obviously the Boris Lawrence Henson Foundation is near and dear to your heart. And I'm wondering, there's been a lot of talk behind why you named it that. It's obviously named after your dad, but what is the inspiration truly about honoring your father and naming your foundation after him?
My dad was he was paramount in me becoming an actress. He sowed great seeds into me. He told me I was going to be one of the greatest actresses alive when I was little. He always he spoke great things into me, and so I had no choice but to dream big because those are the seeds he planted. And he was he was an open book, open roadmap to his life. If he met you on the street, he would tell you about himself. He just wore his heart on his sleeve. He didn't hide anything. And I think he told his truth. He told his truth and he walked in his truth no matter what. And that's a bold place to live. And a lot of us are really afraid to live in our truth, you know. And that's what he taught me. And when he passed away, I just miss him so much. He was very open and honest about his mental issues. You know, you never go to war and come back the same. So I just felt like this was a way to really honor his legacy and the things that he instilled in me.
Okay, so you are inspiring kids to be interested in STEAM, which is science, technology, engineering, arts, and math.
Yes.
Is that correct? But we know that you weren't always just Miss USA. You were a scientist. What got you inspired to be interested in STEAM and science in general? We know that's not everyone's favorite subject. So what got Kara excited?
You hit the nail right on the head. The thing is, I was intimidated by math when I was younger. It didn't really always come as easy, but then when I was able to finally grasp it, I had an amazing 8th grade math teacher who really broke everything down, and I still credit her today, even if she doesn't even know. So through my program, Science Exploration for Kids, we show students that math and science aren't intimidating. You use everyday things around you to figure out your answers. So I have this program in place because we help students out with tutoring. We have after-school programs, summer camps, workshops like what we have right now. And I knew I love science and I love math, and I want to share that with so many students because I was able to go to college for free, get an amazing job after school. I had the opportunity to get a PhD in chemistry. So there's so many different options that are available, and I just think it really expands your imagination, boosts up your critical thinking, and just gives you that much edge over a lot of your peers.
This library was chosen for storm drain painting because of its storm water facilities, which allows the water from the parking lot to run into the inlets, and then where I'm standing turns into a pond for 24 hours before the water is absorbed by the soil. Stay tuned to see how One Arts Collective in Washington, D.C. is unique and how they reach out to the community. I'm Micha Green, and Maryland Newsline starts now. Rainier is a healthy eating, active living neighborhood, which means they're required to do 2 events like this throughout the year. Yet when the committee realized it fell on Halloween, there was another incentive for this community. None of this was here at the beginning of the first semester, and now it's 338 feet long. By the end of this school year, Shackelford plans on doubling that number. A rehearsal at church, but these are not simply members of the choir. These women are prepping for the show Dazzling Divas, produced by the Coalition for African Americans in the Performing Arts.
And what we do is we support Black, classically trained musicians.
How?
By bringing color to the classics.
This is the 3rd annual Divas concert, where young women are showcased to DC's classical scene. Divas like Mirawe Adib are celebrated for their talent as Black artists.
It's not often that they have someone who looks like me and sounds like me.
A European look is typically associated with classical music.
Not based upon our voice at all. They're looking at the body type or the color of your skin and saying, that's not realistic for the roles you're going out for.
And that's where programs like Dazzling Divas come in.
I love that there's a platform for people of color to be put on the classical stage.
Dana Christina Joy Morgan, a dazzling diva pianist, participates in a few Black classical arts organizations.
There are a lot of musicians of color who love this music, who do this music. It's part of our history too.
And Morgan has a message.
You will be seeing more of me and these wonderful dazzling divas very soon.
Well, you have it. For Maryland Newsline, I'm Micha Green. Many kids love bouncing around. That's why at Rockledge Elementary in Bowie, physical education is a popular class.
I love PE because we can do fun things.
But these youngsters also understand why PE is so important.
It helps my heart stay healthy.
Prince George's County Delegate Jay Walker is sponsoring legislation requiring physical activity for all elementary school students. Walker says it's the result of some conversations with doctors.
If our kids don't get more physically fit, we're starting to think we're going to have to start performing lap band surgery on 4th and 5th grade kids. That's something serious.
The students here at Rockledge Elementary get about 60 to 90 minutes per week for physical education and already get 150 minutes for recess per week. And the staff here at Rockledge agrees.
A lot of kids, if they don't come to school, they're not getting physical activity at all.
They're pretty busy in instruction on the other parts of their day, so I think it would be very valuable to have that opportunity to add instructional minutes for PE.
And for those who question how the added activity can fit in an already busy day, the principal at Rockledge says, you just make it happen.
We want to address the whole child, which includes PE and movement.
In Bowie, Micha Green, CNS TV. On Saturday, January 19th, thousands of women gathered in D.C.'s Freedom Plaza for the 3rd annual Women's March. The theme was Rise Up.
Rise up from those who want to police our uterus.
Some of the many marchers were fighting for women's and immigrants' rights and to impeach President Donald Trump. Yet one of the many fights of the day was for Black lives.
Black Lives Matter.
Black Lives Matter is a movement fighting against violence and systemic racism towards African Americans, particularly considering police brutality and killings of Black bodies, racial profiling, and racial inequality in the criminal justice system.
Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter.
But what does Black Lives Matter mean?
Well, Black Lives Matter is a phrase, right? It's a love letter, but it also represents a global network of chapters that organize on the grassroots level and that fight for Black liberation.
And what's Black liberation?
Abolition, that looks like ending mass incarceration, that looks like ending gentrification, stopping the school to prison pipeline.
But what does Black Lives Matter mean to others not directly involved in the movement?
It's obvious why lives matter, but Black lives matter just as much. Why do we decide that Black people's lives don't matter?
Thanks, Nate. But the snow cleanup occurred all over Montgomery County, not just in Bethesda, and the cost has snowballed. The University of Maryland is once again the target of a cyber attack. This time, printers have been hacked, printing racist flyers with an anti-Semitic message.
Mom is being forced to let Bebe spread his wings, or paws in this case, and take these steps to become a big bear.
Oh, Josh, one day you'll become a big bear too.
I hope so.
All right, well, that's Maryland Newsline for tonight. You can find out more about the stories presented here by going to our website, cnsmarylandnews.org. I'm Micha Green. Thanks for joining us.